Hey everyone, I'm Adam,
And I'm Chris.
and this is the Gamers Hall.
And today we're here to talk about Adam here has made a very good way to get the best use out of using the Warlock Tiles. He ran it for a couple sessions in our D&D game already. So, Adam, you want to go ahead and explain?
Yeah, so I had to figure out a way to make an expansive dungeon without needing to use up all the tiles, and what I came up with is I was going to make small little sections that I can turn and twist that will just go together and piece together like a puzzle. First thing I did was like, well, how would I make something like that? So what I ended up doing is I said, hey, kids, I have 2 kids, help me come up with some random designs. So they helped me put together just random pieces. And when I was doing that, I was like, okay, let's leave open areas that can combine together. So in a door, can go into another door. That way, I can just twist and turn these. So what I really wanted to figure out was, would this be fun for my players? How would this go together? I mean, it's nice that I can actually connect them and do all that stuff, but what is that really doing? Well, I also had to figure out, if I was going to do that, I need to come up with a system that will allow them to go together. So what I came up with is I rolled random for them. I assigned each one of them a number, and I got a D6, so I have 6 here, and I would just roll random. So if they're on this one, this would be number 1. Actually, this is number 2. And then I would roll until I got something that was different than number 2, and I would just add it to. So if I got a 4, I take that and connect. So that's where they're going, the number 4. So what it allowed me to do for my players is, as they go through, everything's different. It goes in all different directions and created a unique experience. One that's not boring for me. One, I didn't have to actually spend a lot of time. It took me about an hour to assemble all this and kind of come up with the connection. And then we used it for a good 4-hour session, and then we played another session where I brought them back out because they're still in the exact same dungeon for 3 hours, where it can go back and forth. Now, the one cool thing about this is on several you can see that there's different holes and places that I left open. The reason being is that I wanted different ways to connect the pieces. So say a door could come in here, or if I wanted to, a door could come right here, and I can switch it around. Now I have some just blatant end cap type areas, like that one and that one, that just say, okay, that's an end. There's no extra way to go. You have your classic space that, lots of different directions can come from. We had one connect in here. It could connect also over here. Connect this way. But I really enjoy the versatility that this gave me, and I think if you're going to use it on your table, this is a great idea. Using these dungeon tiles or any other tile type things that you can have to put together and just keep them in pieces, this would work great. It keeps you from having to draw out a huge expansive dungeon, and it really does create a little bit of an excitement with your group, as well as like, well, what are we going to see next? Now the other thing about this is you also want to have kind of unique areas that you can do something with. So this has an L. You could have it a long hallway, but what this allows me to do is if I want to on the fly, or just on my sheet, I have random percentages for traps or creatures to show up. Well, you can say there's a trap here or here. You can add extra bits over here. And during our sessions, I pretty much made, every time one of these little areas showed up, there was a trap right here. Just a simple trap. I use a little random light trap. But the players kind of caught on, and they would notice, oh man, that again? Well, it worked out. Highly recommend it. So,
yeah, one thing that was really good about this is it really helped immerse us in the session and really keep us focused. We got so much done in the 4-hour session.
4-hour session. I was able to put them through 4 fights, get them into a mini boss fight. Just because. Honestly, I didn't have to think about where they're going and how it interacted. I didn't have to look at my map. All I did was behind the dungeon screen, I would roll some dice, put these together, roll my percentage to see if a creature was there. If a creature is there, I'd pull up my creatures, or I had my cards ready to go, drop the people right there, cards, and say, okay, there it is. And depending on how they approached everything, sometimes they could ambush it, sometimes they would get ambushed. One of my players, Aaron, learned quickly not to just open a door. Honestly, guys, I think this is a better way to do it. Just make a few tiles. You can make, depending on how many you have, just set up a good 6 to 8 extra sections, and just put it on a piece of paper like I did. There's my piece of paper. There's what I would roll to see what kind of creatures show up. There's my percentile chance. It just doesn't take much work.
And it actually works out really, really well.
Yeah, I was really, we've messed with the Warlock Tiles a bunch, but I was really amazed by how any of these could just the ability for any of these to go together in any way I wanted. And I just had to leave open in my mind some spaces for them to go. So whenever they would do is like, well, what's here? You could just say, no, there's just a wall. There's nothing there. Use a little imagination, but
yeah, or if you wanted, you could have just one piece off to the side and just set it there, which wouldn't even be difficult.
Yeah, but we just wanted to show you guys this little unique setup. Maybe some have also done this before. If you've done that and you would like to post some comments about how maybe you've added to that and add to the discussion, maybe we can create some more ideas, some more flow. Please let us know. I mean, I know that the Dwarven Forge also you could do some of this with.
Yeah, but I still really love how just versatile this is, and how every piece can connect in some way or fashion, and it's still left us knowing okay, well, even though this room is the same, it's in a different spot. Just because the layout is the same doesn't mean what's in it is the same. And that's what really kept us going, because you would put this down and then you'd randomly go down and pick up and put some random scenery pieces in. Oh god, what's going on? What is this?
Definitely want to get a little bit of scenery pieces, because then it can make everything different. Because this one has been a temple, has been a boneyard, has been it was for them a science experiment. For the creatures that were in there, a science experiment. But they didn't know that. But yeah, just extra little pieces. Just keep your shapes kind of not necessarily basic, but not too.
Yeah, but you could do basic, because usually if you're going in a dungeon, most of the areas are going to be the same.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't there be a 10 by 10 room, or a 20 by 20 room here or there? That's it's it's another 20 by 20. Oh, it's another one. It's
do some basic pieces, but then have some weird pieces.
Yes, definitely.
This is obviously a basic T, and it works pretty well. Your basic square room. And it's okay. Your players as they're going through, they're not going to mind that this gets used 4 different times. Not
gonna care at all.
Not going to come up as an issue. And if you need to, you got some of these that you can just pull out and say, well, this is just a full room. So pretty good, guys.
Yeah, and then it was all super quick. We didn't have to wait hardly at all for him to grab things, to connect them together, to use them, and it really helped to keep us fully immersed in the session.
All right. One thing I will say, as you're doing it, in case you really want to draw it out, get somebody to take photos of the layout. Because Chris here would take a photo every time it was put together, so we could just backtrack through what they went through instead of me having to go, okay, what was there again? Or me having to take a piece of paper and actually draw out every single section. Which, by the way, if you've ever attempted to draw maps in real time of layouts of dungeons, it doesn't generally...
It bogs time down.
It doesn't generally turn out well.
No.
So...
It doesn't turn out well at all.
Most of us got smartphones now, so just take a picture, and then you keep it in sequence, and then you can just flip back and forth and say, oh, that one connected there, and that one connected there. And then, you know, as a DM, you can just keep a running tally of kind of like how many doors they missed. So when they're like, okay, we can go back, you can just say, yeah, you missed a door right there.
I'll post up some of the pictures from our session towards the end of the video.
Yeah. So we just want to share that with you guys, and hopefully you enjoyed it, and hopefully it will help you in your session make it more fun and easy and accessible.
Yeah.
And this also shows just how good these Warlock tiles really are.
Oh yeah, and also it's a very great way to really get the best use. Like let's say you didn't have $300 to go buy a big set so you could do a massive dungeon. Oh well, here's a good way to really use these tiles to the fullest of what you have.
Yeah.
Without having to buy extra.
Yeah, I think what, $200, and because I used 2 sets of tile, the in ones and the dungeon ones, and I was able to create this, and then we've gotten a lot of use out of it. And I still have tiles left over. I can add more to it if I really want to, but I didn't see the necessity in it.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so
well, that's gonna be it for this video. If you guys like what we did here, just don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe.
Yep. Tell your friends. Show it around your local game stores when you get a chance, if you can.
Yeah.
And come by for some more videos. We got more coming. And see ya.
Yep. And until next time, keep rolling those nat 3s. Yes, nat 3s.
Okay.
Who wants nat 20s and nat 1s?
I mean, I want you to get a nat 1. I like nat 20s.
Yeah, but we rolled 7 3s in our last session.
That's your fault. Bye, guys.
Take care.